Hey, today we're going to be going over a couple of tips for stuffing your amigurumi because it is a little bit tricky, but these can definitely help. So tip number one, it's going to take some more stuffing than you think it will. All of this is going to fit in this little head. And granted, I do stuff my projects significantly more than some people do. However, if you want a very firm toy, then this is what you're going to want to go for, but not so firm that you're stretching your stitches out. So tip number two is when you're stuffing an amigurumi, you don't want to just grab a whole big clump and try and shove it in. What you're going to want to do is break the stuffing up into smaller little balls. This will make it a little bit easier to mold, and you can really get the shape that you're looking for, so it's not turning out super lumpy. And the third tip is to start stuffing your amigurumi while you can still reach easily inside it. So technically, like, I should have stuffed right around here where I was doing the head before I did the neck, but that's okay. If you do accidentally go a little too far and you still need to stuff your amigurumi, what you can do is poke it in as far as you can. And then if you buy a polyfill, which is pretty common in the US, most bags will come with a little chopstick, but you can also use like a regular number 2 pencil that hasn't been sharpened. And this is a really good tool to sort of poke into those hard to reach places. What we're gonna do is very calmly, I say calmly because it's really hard to not get impatient and just shove a bunch of stuffing in there, but take it slow and just one bit at a time. And so right now I'm actually focusing on pressing the stuffing into the nose, into the snout. And you're just gonna keep adding more and more bits until it is fully stuffed. And for my last tip, I wanted to talk a little bit about limbs. So when you're doing limbs that are worked in the round, but they've got a flat seam that you're sewing on, you only want to stuff the bottom third. Usually the bottom 2/3 if it's a really long limb, but really the bottom section of the arm, and then leave this part up here empty. And that creates a really nice silhouette for projects like this. You can also see it in this Breathe a Bunny. The arms were only stuffed right down here. Same thing with the feet. And then if you look at a project like this one, this is a pattern by Crochet Wizard. The arms are only stuffed up to about here, and then the rest of this is empty. When you have really thin tubes like this, especially for arms, you honestly don't even really need to stuff them at all. Only legs would probably need to be stuffed, but even then, sometimes dolls will have armature, so you wouldn't even need to worry about that. I hope this was super helpful, and if you have any really great stuffing tips that you'd like to share, go ahead and leave them in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.